Greetings! Today I'm Merry Meeples. We are going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be looking at a Gamefound project that will be starting here very soon. If not already going on. It is coming to us from this company here, and it is Meeple Inc. as seen there. So join me after the break as we look at the trailer, the components, some cards, and how it plays. The year is 1976. The great Meeple human wars of the 1500s are a distant memory, and the two species have coexisted harmoniously for centuries. Human ingenuity, mixed with Meeple industriousness, has led to a new golden age of board gaming. In this brave new world of tabletop gaming, you and up to 5 others take on the role of board game publishers, competing to create the greatest works of ludological art. Welcome to the world of Meeple Inc. So that was the trailer they put out for Meeple Inc. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the rulebook. So you're going to see all the contents of the rulebook. Acknowledgements are coming soon. Overview. The game objective. In Meeple Inc., you are aiming to be the most successful board game publisher in this alternate reality. To do this, you will be assigning your workers to various jobs to make the greatest board game imaginable. The player with the most victory points at the end of the game is the winner. So first up, we have our box contents. You'll see there's quite a lot of stuff. These are your player boards. We'll be constructing your games. You have little easels. Then you have the parts to make your own little calyx where the board game boxes will be going. You have your box lids, your box bottoms. Here are your company cards, a bunch of different other types of cards. Here's your big old board, tokens, standees, and whatnot. Here is your setup. It is 17 steps. Here shows your player setup down here. So number 4 is you're going to assemble a corporation nameplate easel for each player and place their corresponding nameplate card onto it. So as you see, a lot of cool, deluxe, nifty looking components, and this is even showing like the full-on screen printed meeples and all of that. So last player to win a board game goes first, then in clockwise order. The second player takes $1, third takes 2, the fourth starts with a victory point, the fifth with 1 victory point and $1, and the sixth with a victory point and $2. So there is an optional setup where if you want to use these POW and WOW cards, otherwise you'll just have your founder. And note, in a 2-player game, this step is skipped. Well, that would be good to know because that is how we're going to play it. So there is a picture of the board and all the various stuff around it set up. So that's the top view of that little calyx and then the little point tokens. So top shelf is going to be a level 3, middle shelf level 2, bottom shelf a level 1. Note not all mini boxes are shown. So just kind of show some there. Here's different tokens for various things in the game. You'll see there are a lot of worker placement spots in it. As I said, it's a worker placement game. And then you have certain cards laid out here that will correspond to where you're going. As you see, this one corresponds to these correspond to those, and that corresponds to that. This you're drawing off of this deck. This is where the boxes will go, I'm pretty sure. So when you buy a box bottom, and then you'll be able to put the box lid on top. So this one corresponds to that spot. So it does look busy, but it looks like they did do a good job of differentiating everything and putting it where it needs to be, and making sure that even with all stuff going around in the background, you do have these little white boxes that denote where the actions are being taken place. So starting with the player who last won the board game, moving clockwise, so you're going to be doing stuff. This turn-based game continues into the hourglass time token has reached the zero space of the track around the edge of the main game board. See the end game trigger section in the red box below. So we go back up here. You'll see here is the time track. So it looks like it'll be working back this way, going all the way around. So the end game trigger is each time you collect your workers, you move the hourglass miniature one space backwards along the track for each worker you collect. And then there's certain spots that'll give you tokens, and once it reaches zero, all their players take one final turn before the end of game scoring occurs. So when you place your workers into action spaces, if they're just white, you don't get a bonus. If there's something in the white meeple outline, you will get a bonus. And then if you have this little safety hat with something in it, that is a safety cost you need to spend. So when you put your worker here, you would need to spend an inspiration token, but you'll gain a bonus of 1 research token. If you see this negative number next to a safety cost, you must pay 2 of the indicated item. Then you have your worker skills, have box design, mechanism design, component design. All of that will help with the places you're going to put them. So your first spot is you can just gain basic resources, inspiration, money, time, victory points. This shows you what the action icon looks like and an example on the board. So hire a specialist. So again, you're going to put your meeple. If you put it here, you're going to get a time. It has no cost. If you put it here, you're going to get 2 victory points, but it does cost you 2 research. And when you do that, you are going to be able to get a specialist. They show the specialist here, and here's an example of a specialist card, and they come with a corresponding standee. You can play a card. This allows you to take specialist worker and freelancer cards in your hand and give them a place at your table. They're not active until they are at your table. So again, time, that gives you that, but you have to spend 2 of the dice. There's POW cards, and then each table has a bonus along the outside. When you put people there, you'll get those bonuses. The next spot you have is you can train the worker. Each time you place a worker in one of these spaces, pay any safety cost, take the bonus associated. Then you can take the top 4 cards of the skills deck and purchase any one of them, pay the cost indicated in the bottom right. So these are the skill cost or the skill cards. Down here is how much it costs. So this would be $2. This is what skills it gives to the worker that you put it on. And then it gives you a time resource. That's an example of one of the cards. They do vary. And then the special ability WoW cards. You can hire freelancers. So here's your freelancer card. They must be assigned a space at your table using the play card action before they can be used. Once they're on your table, they give you a unique action that only your workers are allowed to take. So by having him here, you can then put your worker here to get this stuff instead of one of the various actions around the board. You can come down here and play test, which gives you 2 playtest tokens that you'll be spending for stuff. So when it shows dies, you're doing the playtest icons. You can gain multiple resources. So instead of that one earlier that just lets you gain a resource, this one you can gain 3 resources of your choosing. It can be multiple of 1, or it could be 1 of each, or 2 and 1, any combination of thus. You can use research. When you go, you get 2 little research icons. An action bonus. This icon right here indicates that you can immediately take any action from the main board without placing a worker. You do not get any bonuses for taking this action, but nor do you pay any safety costs. So that's pretty cool. In-game victory points. This icon indicates that you immediately gain the amount of victory points indicated inside the laurel wreath. Victory points are marked by moving your score marker along the track around the outside of the main game board. Next, you have where you can gain an item. Item cards are discarded for an effect. Here are some examples. Down here, you can gain a game box. I mean, you can't make a game without a game box, right? Otherwise, it would just be a bunch of components scattered all over the place. Next, you can gain components and mechanisms. You're going to be spending different items for what you want. So if you want components, you need to spend, I know I just saw it, where is it? Developing mechanisms costs playtest, and purchasing components costs research. There you go. So when you're getting these playtests and research up here, that is what comes, that's what the use of them is, to get the components and the mechanisms, where you come up with your mechanisms as you playtest the game. And you do research to see what components work best. You can upgrade the box, mechanism, components. Each time you place a worker in one of these 3 spaces, you must already possess a box, mechanism, or component in order to use this action. You cannot upgrade one higher than level 4. A major bonus of this action is that you are allowed to upgrade the box mechanism or component to a higher level than you currently have skill icons for. Then you can just publish your game. Get it put up on that little box on the shelf. That'd be pretty cool. You can gain an award. These give you points at the end of the game. You can do a trade, post-game victory points. So you can gain an objective as another one. Do not take any objective card. In this case, 4 cards go. All right. So you choose 1 card to keep and place it when you draw 4. The crystal ball icon indicates a prediction. If you access one of these predictions as a bonus, for example, on an icon card or action space, then if you have made any predictions that have not yet come true, you can choose one of these predictions and flip it face up as if that prediction had come true. So here's all about making predictions and incorrect predictions and collecting your workers. All this is the end game scoring. So where does it go? The final score in the game will take into account. So published games are worth victory points at the end of the game equal to the combined level value of the box, mechanism, and component. For example, a published game with a game box level of 3, a mechanism level of 2, and a component level of 1 is worth 6 victory points. Objective cards give you points, and you get awards. Here's the Meeple bot, which is a solo mode. The Meeple bot predictions, and now you get into the explanation of all the cards. You have the Zap cards. All the freelancers are right here. You have your special ability WoW cards, your disadvantage POW cards, specialist cards, and the iconography that you might need to know. And then there is the back of the rule book. Let's go ahead and look at some examples of cards and box covers and some more images of all the deluxe components. All right, here we have some of the card examples. This is one of the award cards. What happens is after you publish a game, you have the game, and then the game has certain levels of box, mechanisms, and components. What happens is after you publish it, you can put it up for awards, and if depending on what level it matches, is how many points you'll get at the end of the game by taking one of these award tokens, putting it on here. So if you get it to a level 2, it's going to be worth 14 points at the end of the game. Level 3 is also going to be worth 14 points. So that is an award card, and that is what the back of those look like. Now you have your founder cards. These are used in place of the POW and WoW cards. So it's got whatever your company's name is, and then the various skills. So obviously the box, the components, and the mechanism. So they have one of those for all the different companies that they have of the 6 ones. And those are the back of the freelancers. Here are those freelancers. These are the ones that they'll give you a skill, in this instance mechanism, and then that worker location spot. Here's another freelancer. So box, and then this gives you 4 research. And one more. So that's that free action one, and then that is what they give you there. Now you go up to the item card. So this is one you can discard. So you can just discard this for just 2 points. Done. And that's the back of it. Here's an objective card. So this is, you want to try and have this by the end of the game. If you have it at the end of the game, you get that many points. If you don't, you lose that many points. And this, you have to spend them for it. So if you had one that needed 4 and one that needed 6, you need to have 10 total to complete both of those objectives. There's your back. Here is a skill card. This is, again, you buy it for this much. So this would be 3 money. You tuck this under one of the people at your table, and then you'll get these skills, and then you'll get this benefit, which was, I believe, a playtest icon or playtest token. Now we are into specialists. These are the ones that have mini or little standees that work for them. So they give you the skill, and then they have a certain ability based on where they go. So this is one that when he goes to this location, he doesn't have to pay the safety cost. As you go, here's various other ones that all have to go different places. Now you have your target cards. These are in relation to the predictions. You'll have them for your opponents, and then you'll use that to predict what they're going to do. And now we get to the WoW cards. A couple more. Here's a Zap card. And that is some of the examples of cards. So speaking of those game box, let's go and look at some of those. So you have Tentacle Face. Oh, one little quick, sorry. You have Tentacle Face, Steampunk, Merc Sanctum, capitalism, wine, I like trains, Mediterranean trading, Martian lands, Vikings, Le Chat Noir, The Flu, and Beak Size. So as you see, kind of some plays on some other board game names, but they are still pretty cool looking. I'd play a game called I Like Trains. That'd be pretty cool. Steampunk, that's a nice thing. All right, so what is this game going to do? Well, it's going to have a fantastic looking deluxe edition. I mean, look at those metal award markers up there. You have your acrylic standees. I am a sucker for acrylic standees. I love them. I don't paint minis, and cardboard can get ruined. Acrylic just looks so nice and clear and beautiful. You see the screen printed minis right there. You have your easels. There's that calyx you built. There's those award icons. Look at the whole stack of games over there. So now, as you see, you put the games in there so you have a nice full shelf. More of the screen printed stuff. There's the board in action. Next, we have we see a new one, extraterrestrial. So there's your components inside and a meeple, little die. I'm assuming maybe that's the play testing. So you have more little box stuff over there. You have your mini, your meeples. So beak size, wine, capitalism, Shire. That one's a new one we didn't see before. I think it's the Rum Chronicles, Wild West, Oniranaut. Again, acrylic standees. I just love my acrylic standees. That looks like a really nice screen printing job on the meeples as well. So there you see them all around the table. You have your box ready to go. You'll throw the lid on it. And then it can go up here, hopefully, on the award station. A couple more pictures of the worker placement spots. Yay, look at the little, that looks really cool. I bet you that's some really nice hefty built. Some other good examples. Dice, I love dice. The Flu, getting built with the whole table around there with the people. And they have the icons, and that will set the level of it. So the deluxe box looks really cool with the D20 on it, or you have the regular Meeple Inc. box. And just look at that. That looks fantastic. Can't wait to get our hands on this. The little easels. There's your box bottoms. Just a couple more here. Close up of the extraterrestrial with all the little components and stuff in it. Look at all of that. So cool. So they really knocked out of the park with this production. When we were looking at Board Game Geek for the games coming out this year, we found a picture of just like that shelving unit with the boxes, and we were just immediately drawn in. So we're really excited about this one. And there you go. So that was all of the pictures that we have. Let's go ahead really quick and check out the Gamefound Preview page. So here we do have the Gamefound page. So you'll see a little timestamp of when I was looking at it, because it had 4 days, 11 hours, 59 minutes left. But more likely this is probably started by the time you're actually watching this video. If not, you still have a little bit of time left to go and get that free gift. So you can go through the comments, and here is the project story. There are 3 other languages available. It plays 1 to 6 players, 60 minutes, 16 and up. Here's all the genres: strategy, logical, humor, game components, set collection, solo, multiplayer, competitive, asymmetric, worker placement. You have a scrolling going through of all the different quotes from all the people who have covered it and played the game. Here is the background again. It's a medium weight Euro-style game for 1 to 6 players. This worker placement game involves an innovative prediction mechanism that enhances positive player interactions. Meeple Inc. also contains some of the coolest deluxe components in all of board gaming. So this is going to have exclusive components, miniature board games, worker placement, unique theme, 1 to 6 players. Here are some of those pictures we've already seen. Free gift for everyone who follows this campaign. Just click the green follow button at the top of the page. It's that easy. You're going to get an entire box of deluxe exclusive components, which is a miniature board game shelf, the wooden easels, 3 metal trophies, the acrylic standees, so you know I want those, and so much more, plus 6 metal golden pair tokens. Here's more quotes, a little video showing you, look how cute that box goes on there, put it up on the shelf. You get the award token. You get a pair. Put out your Meeples. Get the stuff. Available in English, German, French, and Spanish. There's that limited edition enamel pin. If you want to see how to play, they have a how to play video here. Place your workers into one of 68 unique worker placement spaces, either on the board and on cards you can add to your player space. Add specialist employees to your miniature gaming tables to gain extra workers, each with a unique player ability. So hire employees, create games, earn awards, the rules we went through. And so yeah, that is the Gamefound page. So if it is not yet up and ready to go, head on over there so you can get your free pin, because me and 5,145 others are following this project. Hope to see you on my next video. This was The Groom. Hoping you will go down and like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell so you can be alerted when I do other videos that are quite a bit different than this. We do board game playthroughs, we do unboxings, and Lego builds. So go ahead and check us out, as well as checking out this game. See you later.